As Leader Kolb suggested, we do have a number of challenges with accountability, openness, and transparency in New York State. When Governor Cuomo came up with the concept of the Regional Economic Development Councils and saying we need to bring people together, have decisions made at the local level, recommendations. The economy of the Finger Lakes is different from the economy of the Capital Region or Long Island or New York City. I think that actually had a lot of forethought, a lot of promise for this state. But where we were trying to bring together regional and local recommendations, the decision-making on those programs ended up all being done centralized in Albany, and very honestly in a process that was closed and secretive, and members of the legislature asked, how are these decisions being made? We didn't know. Is it any surprise that today we end up with that closed, secretive process leading to problems and investigations going on to say where and how was that money dispensed? And so the legislation that we're looking at today, Leader Kolb hit on a number of topics, but again, bringing more transparency. If there are lump sum amounts over $1 million, that there would be a panel, that being the comptroller, the attorney general, and the director of the budget, having to look at those items, that the individuals who've recommended them, or who trails that, whether it's the governor or a legislative house or a legislative leader or a member, that is identified and that no conflict of interest is involved. And so that process, we feel, then could add transparency, openness, and hopefully not the problems that we're looking at today. Other items within this budget, or within this bill as well, we would focus on the actual economic development programs that we have in New York State. There are numerous ones. Doing an audit of all those programs and looking at should we be streamlining, and instead of having a program for every problem, having streamlining and having that program much more controlled and much more identified and easier for businesses to access. And then as well, we are also talking about how we can rid the political influence, the contributions that are made, trying to direct where these monies might go. That is inappropriate, it's wrong. And I think with all these provisions of this bill and more, I've highlighted just a few as the leader did, we have an opportunity to finally provide an economic development system and structure in New York that serves the taxpayers who are fronting the money and serves the businesses that might benefit and serves the overall economy of New York State. You know, we have tons of tax credits, tons of money that go to economic development. Part of our proposal as well would be to do an outside research study on saying how could we use those dollars to maybe help the overall impact of New York State and our business competitiveness. Could we use those to provide resources across New York State? And so with all that, I think this bill would put New York State on a path to better control of our economic development money and greater confidence among our residents. Thank you.